Everybody, how are you? How's it going out there? I don't think something's working. Hold on 1 minute. I think everything's working, but I'm never sure anymore. You know? Okay, that's working. That's working. Okay, everything's cool. So, anyhow, if you haven't read anything or seen anything lately, you in the last few hours, uh, Trump went after Iran. Uh, Apparently, it's just aircraft and missiles right now. But Iran retaliated with attacks all over that part of the world at American bases. So Americans are going to die this time around. This isn't going to be a sterile war. It's not going to be a quickie either because there are other countries that are going to get involved. And you have other situations in the same part of the world. So Trump is not, getting Israeli involved was a very, very big mistake. Uh, Israelis aren't going to be happy the fact that that Israelis are dying to defend America when they didn't send anybody to help them. You know what I'm saying? That's going to cause some problems in that country. But that's Trump don't care. The repercussions of this are beyond the normal comprehension of people, the average individual, anyhow. What's going to happen now is that you're going to see Americans dying, other countries getting involved in this that don't want to be involved in this. I don't know what happened to the fact that they weren't going to allow them to use their bases overseas in England and whatnot. So I don't know what happened there. Uh, Maybe that's why Israel is involved in it. But anytime you get Israel is a very, very, I don't know, the aggressive country. Okay, its policies are extremely aggressive, uh, and because they're doing what uh, what Germany did to them. They're trying to destroy Palestinians. They want to kill them all, and that's just another example of why this. I believe in aliens, and I know damn well they're never coming here because of shit like this. We're the most self-destructive race on the planet. We kill each other for sport because there's no other reason to do it. There's nothing uh, monetarily to gain with Iran except trouble. The last time we interfered in that country was when we got the Shah in the power, and the Shah got kicked out because his totalitarian attitude. And we ended up with the Khomeini, and we ended up with some 44 hostages or 200. I don't remember the number, but I remember the hostage situation. And questioned his reelection and destroyed his presidency, all because of politics. Had nothing to do with anything else. That's what happened in Cuba. Now, I thought that Castro was a communist all along, but apparently, what I saw happen and what I read about it in Cuba was that after Castro took well, I don't remember the guy's name, but got rid of the Batista and got him out of there. What he actually did was he kicked organized crime out of the country. That was that was a mafia paradise. That government had nothing to do with anything else. And I understood the Americans wanting them out, but they didn't send American troops in there. They let the Cubans do it. And when it was done, he asked for support and he asked for money that was supposedly promised to him from America, and America started thinking about it. what were they going to get in return? They couldn't do it out of the kindness of their heart. They wanted to know what they were going to do in return for this crap that was going on. So what happens? Russia and China came in and gave them the money they needed, and the support they needed, the weapons they needed, everything they needed. They went a little overboard with trying to get the ICBMs into Cuba, but who's to say they're not there now? I doubt it, though. But the Russian submarines are off the coast of Cuba and the Cuban waters. We know they're there. So that's not big. No, it's really not that big a deal. But that just emphasizes the point: is as soon as somebody pushes the button, the human race will cease to exist. But I just don't see this going as smoothly as Trump wants it to go. And I think that the problem he has right now is with Israel, because Israel isn't going to be satisfied unless they get Saudi Arabia too. And it's probably part of the deal that they don't get it, but they can have anything else they want. But they're saying give the Middle East to Israel. Well, that will result in genocide to a degree that we've never seen it. And the Jewish population is like the Jewish religion is third or fourth down the line in terms of supporters and religious people. It's basically if you're a Jew in Israel, you're in the army at one point in time in your life, all of you, male and female. And that's a very materialistic country, and that's not the way to operate, and they're going to find out life is hard because Trump's going to start wanting stuff for everything he sends them. He's not going to do it out of the kindness of his heart. And Israel has got military weapons. Pakistan's got nuclear weapons. So we're sitting around with these countries over there where people are known tempers. And then you got a moron in the United States that's not known for anything other than waking up and saying, let's do this. Like I said, I want him drag that in chains, but I want Heggs eliminated. He's a very dangerous individual. And he's good friends with Vance, and I think the two of them are just Himmler and what was the other guy's name? Not Himmler and Hitler, but Himmler and Goebbels. That's what they are. So I don't know what's going on. I think you're going to start seeing if this continues like this, and he insists on going after Cuba. So far, he's been able to just use the Navy, more or less, and the Marines. He's not using any of the, except for small raids, the Army's people, But here's the thing, he spent, I don't know how many billions of dollars, and it's costing over, I think it's costing somewhere in the neighborhood of $50,000 or $60,000 a day to keep Maduro in prison in the United States, and his wife and everything. And what have we got for it? We got nothing. That oil is, there's a lot of it, but it's not the kind of oil that's going to make a big difference in the world. It's a very difficult process. It has limited uses. So that was a bust. It's a bad move on his part. And you just can't change regimes. Nothing's changed in Venezuela. Talking to my Venezuelan friends, they said, nothing's changed. We're not running to go back home. It's just as bad. There's no improvement. And I don't know who's in charge down there, but, it's not turning out the way he wanted it to. And it's just that, ladies and gentlemen, is a serious, serious problem. One that continually exists with Trump. He doesn't think things through. Drug boats are still getting shot up. Are they drug boats, or are they just tourists that come out to, Nobody knows because everybody's gone. There's no bodies being recovered. They're in pieces all over the ocean. Sharks are eating these people up. The ones you take, they're taking prisoners. We're not hearing anything about them in the interrogation or anything else. We don't know what's going on there. If they're innocent, we'll never hear about it. They'll just be shipped back to Venezuela or they'll Cuba or someplace else. I mean, there's a lot of Americans in Florida, South Florida, that are going to jump for joy if we take Cuba back, and then they're going to find out that it's not what they expect it to be. You know, organized crime wants it back. That's an unbelievable place to build a casino type resort and to run illegal operations out of. You know, oh, I don't know. But I'm looking at the possibility of the draft returning to the United States if Trump keeps this crap up, especially if they start losing men, because people aren't joining. You know, you get people like Cubans that want to join the military. We're not really letting them, and then they go and do something stupid, like when these guys from Florida got shot. That's basically what they were. They were. Oh, I don't know what you call them. That they wanted to overthrow the government of Cuba. And right now, nothing bad. The only problem Cuba has is us because they can't get the supplies they want over there. Okay, so they're going to start doing something else. They're going to have to, and turning it didn't work as a democracy. That country's never worked right. It's like Venezuela. It's just never operated properly. So I don't know what's going to happen there. But I do know that Trump's going to have problem uh, with this thing going on in Iran because he's got no congressional approval, and if and that's if when Americans start dying, which he's already told you that's probably going to happen, without a congressional approval, that's not a war the people wanted. That's a war that he wanted. That's all on him. Oh, Jim made it finally. I didn't notice that before. Sorry, Jim. I didn't notice you showed up before. Sorry about that. I've been a little busy yelling and screaming. But yeah, so without congressional approval, that's a very illegal operation. And when it's all over, if and when, which I doubt, it's not going to happen now. Trump's not going away in the midterms unless they shoot him and unless they have a revolution. But that's another story I want to talk about maybe on Monday. And the sale of CNN and the Discovery Channel and all that stuff, Warner's Channel is you never stop me mid-flow. This guy who's a very big Trump supporter is basically saying that your CNN will now be a Trump television network. I don't know where we're gonna get our news from anymore. People that you have to start watching podcasts. You're gonna have to, and they'll start chasing people like me after a while. Even though I'm not in the United States, so it's just the end of free speech, the end of free press, the end of everything. It's coming, and I don't see a way to stop it with politics. And I see if he goes through with the stuff with the voting that he's trying to do, the voter suppression he's doing, he's giving Americans only one way to react: civil war. And he must think he has the strength of the military behind him. But if he keeps putting the military operations overseas, he's not going to have the manpower he needs here. And you're going to see maybe Russian troops, which that definitely would be like worse than Red Dawn. Russian and Cuban troops, maybe, who knows? You know. Uh, One last note here before I succumb to my weekend drolls. The RFK situation. Now, there is a man that is, I don't know what you call him, but he's like a Hitlerette. He's there, trying to get instead of the Aryan race, he's trying to get the white race. And if you notice very carefully, this was brought up at the end of the article I was reading. There are no women in his videos about exercise and health and whatnot. Okay, so women are going to be subjugated again, and I know a couple of women that they're not going to take that laying down. When they hand out the guns, they're going to be first in line. So I don't see, this government of Trump's. Maybe the next couple of people, maybe the next guy in line can do something different about it and help make it succeed. But this situation where money talks and bullshit walks is going to have a serious repercussions. And I'm getting more and more thankful that I'm not going to be here to see it. All right, listen up. Go find the subscribe button. Hit it. You don't like what I'm saying? Hit the don't like button. Call me an asshole. That's all right. I don't care. These are my opinions, and that's just the way it is. A lot of times there's not a lot of factual basis for what I'm saying, and I don't claim some of the stuff I said to be factual. Today pretty much most of it was what's going on, what's going to happen because of what's going on. That's just my opinion. Uh, I just don't see America being the land of opportunity and truth and tranquility. All right, that's it, people. Hit that subscribe button. I'll talk to you on Monday. Have a good weekend. Thanks, Jim. I'm sorry, I'm right back right there just because Jim, I just read the notes Jim said. Thanks for not saying I'm not an asshole. You may be one of the few people that don't think I am, but that's okay. It's the way I've been my whole life, and I'm not going to stop now. I've always been outspoken. I always say what I think. Gotten me a lot of trouble over the years, but that's it. Okay. You guys all hang in there. He says he's convinced. Thanks, Jim. Anyhow, you guys take care. I'm leaving. I'll see you Monday, or I think I'm going to do another video after this, but we'll see what happens. Thanks, Jim. And we'll see each other Monday. Have a good weekend.